first I want to play this video. It is really powerful, and it articulates what we were saying on this program, anticipating going forward. And it is the idea that this was not explicit to people when in the decades, frankly, that I have heard sort of like centrist pundits, and of course, right wingers are oblivious to this. But centrist pundits or opiners or whatever, or politicians, that this scenario was not explicitly clear to people is, I think, a real failure. This is a clip of a South Carolina lawmaker. The guy's name, he's a Republican, State Representative Neal Collins. They voted in South Carolina, I'm not exactly sure when, to have a fetal heartbeat bill. I think it was 6 weeks. Essentially, that's where they may have pegged it. So that exists today in South Carolina, or since the ruling by the Supreme Court. They are now considering another bill that will get rid of the no rape or incest exceptions. They will just allow, essentially, the life of the mother is in danger. Again, these are very vague things. Do not, and here is a perfect example of why when you hear about exceptions to these abortion bills, it is meaningless. Meaningless. Here he is in a committee talking about what he came to understand about that so-called exception for the life of the mother.
I'll move to my final comments then, Mr. Chairman. I voted for the pain-capable bill, the fetal heartbeat bill, and fetal heartbeat has been for 6 weeks now. The second week that the fetal heartbeat bill became law, a doctor called me out of Anderson. I live in Easley. A 19-year-old girl appeared at the ER. She was 15 weeks pregnant. Her water broke. And the fetus was unviable. The standard of care was to advise her that they could extract or she could go home. The attorneys told the doctors that because of the fetal heartbeat bill, because that 15-week-old had a heartbeat, the doctors could not extract. So their only choices were to admit the 19-year-old until that fetal heartbeat stopped. I asked, how long does it take to stop? She said seconds, minutes, hours, maybe days, or discharge. They discharged that 19-year-old. The doctor told me at that point, there's a 50% chance. Well, first, she's going to pass this fetus in the toilet. She's going to have to deal with that on her own. There's a 50% chance, greater than 50% chance that she's going to lose her uterus. There's a 10% chance that she will develop sepsis and herself die. That weighs on me. I voted for that bill. These are affecting people, and we're having a meeting about this. It took that whole week, I did not sleep. I followed up with the doctor a week later. She had heard nothing, did not know about the 19-year-old. Thank God I followed up 2 weeks later. She did return to the ER. They did extract the now non-beating fetus. What we do matters.
Thank you, Representative Collins.
1 second, Mr. Chairman. I'm almost finished. Out of respect for the process, I'm not voting today. But I want it to be clear that myself and many others are not in a position to vote for this bill without significant changes to the bill. And
as Representative Newton said, if we pass this out as favorable, you'll have an opportunity on the House floor.
There you have it. And I don't know what changes they... I don't know what changes they can make to a bill that doesn't allow for exceptions for rape or incest, or frankly, there's nothing you can do about this. 6 weeks, you have that story. Within 2 weeks, you have that story. And that's just because he heard about it. You don't know how many other ones there were of that. You don't know how many other ones you'll hear like, well, couldn't get a rape conviction. The rape conviction didn't come in.
Also, you have to have a Republican that's willing to like hear it and feel moved enough by it to voice it.
Yep. Maybe doesn't want to have a future in politics. The whole notion of exceptions on abortion is a complete lie. And it's a lie that maybe frankly, some of these lawmakers don't really fully appreciate or understand. We heard that woman testify, I think it was in front of Congress, saying, well, it's not an abortion if it's one of the exceptions. What? No, this is, I can appreciate that people have some religious values, but the fact of the matter is that there has to be a choice. There has to be a choice. A fetus or the autonomy of a person. Both are alive. One is a person. And this is, there's only one way that this is going to change, and that is, and I don't think it's going to happen in this election, but you need the Democrats to have enough votes to lock in the right to an abortion in this country. And should they have done this before? Obviously, yes. It's obvious now. This wasn't something that, we didn't take any phone calls on this program a year ago where people are saying like, Democrats, if they ever get into office, and I can tell you, I was, doing this in 2009, did not hear many people say this. I think Obama may have said it actually in the run up to the election, but then all of a sudden you had the financial crisis and that took the air out of everything.